Have you ever wondered how Cristiano Ronaldo flies past defenders? I personally took my time to break down exactly how Ronaldo's body moves as he sprints from foot contact to arm swing. Well, let us go straight into secret number 5, which is your dynamic trigger. Think about this for a second. When you are waiting for your midfielder to play a through pass, how are you physically standing on the pitch? Are you completely flat-footed with your heavy heels dug deep into the mud? Are your legs totally straight and stiff like an immovable statue? That right there is exactly why the slow center back always effortlessly gets to the ball way before you do. You are foolishly trying to start a heavy engine completely from zero. A professional Olympic track sprinter uses physical metal starting blocks to aggressively push off and build immediate momentum, right? But you absolutely do not have metal blocks attached to a grass football pitch. So what exactly does Cristiano Ronaldo do to actively cheat physics? Follow me on this deeply. He creates his own invisible starting blocks. Watch him very closely when his teammate even slightly looks up to play a long ball. Ronaldo immediately drops into a low, dynamic split stance. He slightly bends his knees, puts one foot slightly forward like a tightly coiled metal spring, and heavily shifts his entire body weight directly onto the balls of his toes. Why does he do this specific movement? Because standing completely flat-footed takes an extra half second of physical effort to awkwardly shift your weight and generate any forward momentum. By preloading his heavy calf muscles and severely dropping his center of gravity, his physical body is literally acting like a compressed rocket completely ready to violently launch. He does not just decide to run. He physically launches himself into the green grass. Are you aggressively launching yourself? Or are you just casually jogging into a sprint like you are taking a walk in the park? Hold on, wait. Think deeply about that huge, massive difference. A track sprinter knows exactly the millisecond the starter gun will fire. A footballer never, ever knows exactly when the unpredictable pass will be played. Therefore, Ronaldo has to actively stay in that physically uncomfortable, explosive, coiled position for several seconds at a time, constantly waiting for the exact right moment to explode. This takes massive, painful leg strength and crazy mental focus. You are currently way too relaxed off the ball. You need to be aggressively anticipating the exact moment to strike, constantly hovering heavily on your toes, completely ready to explode forward. Continue watching the screen closely right now, because perfectly anticipating the run means absolutely nothing if you immediately ruin your top speed with your upper body. And secret number 4 is where most young amateur players completely destroy their pace without even realizing it. Now keep your eyes absolutely glued to the screen, because secret number 4 is all about your mechanical arm drive. Let me ask you a very direct, brutal question. What are your arms doing when you heavily sprint for a loose ball? Are they loosely flapping wildly side to side like a bird? Are your hands accidentally crossing directly in front of your chest? If your arms are actively crossing the center of your chest, your heavy torso is naturally and automatically rotating left and right, and you are foolishly wasting precious kinetic energy awkwardly twisting sideways instead of moving aggressively straight forward. Track sprinters use their powerful arms to deeply drive massive forward momentum. But wait, hold on. Ronaldo's arm drive is actually completely different from a normal, straight-line track sprinter. A track athlete takes huge, high, looping arm swings that go all the way up to their face. Ronaldo strictly keeps his arm drive incredibly tight, strictly compact, and highly aggressive. Why? Because on a chaotic, messy football pitch, you have to be instantly ready to change direction in a split second, physically fight off a heavy defender aggressively pulling your shirt, or quickly adjust your total body balance to flawlessly control a bouncing ball. If your arms are swinging wildly up to your face, you are completely off balance and incredibly physically weak. Follow me closely here. Ronaldo tightly locks his elbows at almost exactly 90 degrees. He violently drives his elbows straight back behind his ribs, not his hands high up forward. When you aggressively drive your heavy elbows backward, your leg muscles naturally and automatically speed up their running cycle to perfectly match the fast rhythm of your upper body. Your arms are the actual engine of your body, and your legs are simply the wheels. If you want the bottom wheels to spin much faster, you must aggressively rev the top engine. You are probably just casually letting your arms hang loosely because your brain is entirely focused on how tired your legs feel. Stop doing that lazy habit today. Pump those elbows straight back like you are violently trying to smash a glass window situated right behind your back. You need to hold on and continue watching carefully, because having the perfect, powerful arm drive means absolutely nothing if your feet are physically hitting the ground the wrong way, and secret number 3 will completely blow your mind and change your boots. We are moving very fast into secret number 3, the forefoot foot strike. Ask yourself this very serious, technical question. When you desperately run at your absolute maximum top speed down the wing to catch a through ball, what specific part of your football boot actually touches the grass first? Does your heavy heel aggressively hit the ground first, followed by your toes rolling forward? If you are a heavy heel striker, I can personally guarantee right now that you are the absolute slowest player on your starting 11. Every single time your heavy heel forcefully strikes the ground directly in front of your body center of mass, it scientifically acts as a literal mechanical brake. You are violently sending a damaging, heavy shockwave straight up your knee bones and completely killing your own forward momentum on every single step. Hold on and carefully watch Cristiano Ronaldo in extreme, high-definition slow motion. When he is in a full, terrifying, unstoppable sprint down the wing, his heels never even casually touch the grass. Never. He runs entirely, purely on his forefoot, staying rigidly right on the sharp front studs located directly under his toes and the thick, muscular ball of his foot. Why is this tiny detail so incredibly critical for a fast footballer? Follow me deeply into this explanation. Track sprinters have spikes specifically designed only for the front of their shoes to heavily grip the rubber track. Football boots have hard studs all over the sole. When you run purely on your forefoot, you are violently digging the sharpest, most aggressive front studs deeply into the soil, grabbing the earth and powerfully ripping it backward. You are successfully spending the absolute minimum amount of time touching the heavy, sticky ground. Speed on a football pitch is not about taking huge, long, floating, lazy steps in the air. Speed is strictly about exactly how fast you can violently push off the ground and quickly cycle your leg back up into the air. When you lazily heel strike, your foot logically spends way too much time resting lazily on the grass. You need to actively run like the green ground is entirely made of burning hot coals. You must instantly and aggressively bounce off the balls of your feet. Yes, it will severely burn your calf muscles the first few grueling times you try it in training. But wait, do you want to be physically comfortable or do you want to be terrifyingly fast? You have to willingly sacrifice that lazy comfort to reach his elite level. Do not look away, because secret number 2 is the 45-degree acceleration lean. Tell me the truth, when you suddenly start a fast sprint from a dead stop to chase a long through ball, does your upper body immediately pop up completely straight, pointing directly at the sky? You probably stand straight up naturally on your very first or second physical step. Do you not? That is a massive, embarrassing, fundamental error that is destroying your acceleration. When you forcefully stand up tall immediately, you are completely destroying your own push-off phase. Your wide chest is suddenly violently catching the heavy wind like a giant, invisible parachute, physically and aggressively slowing yourself down before you even reach your top gear. Hold on, tightly look at Usain Bolt aggressively exploding out of the starting blocks, and then instantly look at Cristiano Ronaldo violently bursting past a tired fullback on the wing. What do they both specifically have in common during those first few seconds? For the very first 10 to 15 yards of the sprint, their upper bodies are heavily leaned forward at a severe 45-degree angle. Their chest is aggressively pointing straight down at the grass, absolutely not up at the goalposts. Why do they intentionally do this weird, uncomfortable posture? Follow me on this crucial physics explanation. When you lean forward aggressively, you physically force your powerful leg muscles to drive horizontally backward deep into the ground, which violently and mathematically pushes your body horizontally forward towards the opponent's goal. If you quickly and lazily stand straight up, your legs are forced to push straight down into the dirt, which simply makes you violently bounce up and down uselessly in the air instead of rapidly covering horizontal ground forward. You are foolishly wasting your precious energy fighting vertical gravity instead of fighting the defender next to you. Ronaldo strictly keeps his head down and his heavy shoulders low, aggressively driving his knees heavily up to his chest like powerful metal engine pistons. He holds this physically uncomfortable, forward-leaning drive phase for as long as humanly possible until he finally reaches his absolute top maximum velocity. Only then, after the hard work is done, does he smoothly and slowly rise up into a taller, more upright running posture to efficiently maintain his top speed without burning out. You are carelessly giving up your raw speed before you even successfully build it. You need to actively force yourself to stay low. Imagine you are heavily running under a very low, invisible ceiling for the first 10 explosive steps of your sprint. Continue watching right now because all of this raw, athletic running technique is completely, utterly useless if you immediately lose the football to a tackle, and secret number 1 is the ultimate football integration trick. Here we are at the absolute peak, secret number 1, the touch-push separation. This is exactly what truly separates a straight-line Olympic track sprinter from Cristiano Ronaldo on a chaotic football pitch. A track athlete runs in a perfectly straight, unobstructed line with absolutely nothing to worry about in the entire world except crossing the white finish line. A footballer has to run at terrifying top speed while intricately controlling a moving, bouncing, spinning leather object with a massive, aggressive defender actively trying to physically kick their ankles. So how in the world does Ronaldo run so incredibly fast while actually keeping the ball at his feet? Ask yourself right now, when you try to dribble fast down the touchline, do you constantly keep taking lots of tiny, small, nervous touches with the ball directly underneath your boots? When the heavy ball is constantly stuck closely under your feet, you naturally and instinctively shorten your physical stride length just to avoid embarrassingly tripping over it. You physically cannot run fast if you are nervously tiptoeing on the grass like a dancer. Hold on, wait. What is Ronaldo's big, highly guarded secret here? He completely, totally separates the act of dribbling from the act of sprinting. Watch him very carefully on a fast, lethal counterattack. He does not take 10 tiny, nervous touches. He pushes the ball heavily, confidently, and aggressively 5, 10, or even 15 yards ahead of himself into totally empty, wide-open green space. Once the ball is aggressively pushed far out of his feet, he instantly completely stops being a footballer cautiously dribbling a ball and immediately transforms purely into an Olympic track sprinter. He violently uses all the heavy secrets we just talked about: the aggressive arm drive, the bouncy forefoot strike, the severe body lean, to explosively sprint into that empty space to simply catch up to his own heavy pass. He basically initiates a pure, brutal foot race against the defender to the exact ball he just kicked. Why does this simple trick work so flawlessly? Because strictly speaking, nobody in the entire world can run as fast with a football intimately at their feet as they can running totally free without it. By purposefully kicking it deep into heavy space, he completely frees his powerful legs to fully extend into their absolute maximum stride length. You are currently entirely suffocating your own raw speed because you are deeply terrified of losing the ball, so you keep it way too close to your weak body. You need to completely trust your raw pace. Look up for the empty green grass directly behind the slow defender. Aggressively knock the ball deep into that space, drop your heavy shoulder, and violently run for your absolute life. That is the true, unfiltered essence of elite football speed. Now hold on. Do not close this video just yet. You have just absorbed the absolute, highly guarded blueprint of elite football sprinting straight from the playbook of Cristiano Ronaldo. You now heavily understand exactly why you have been getting effortlessly caught by slow, heavy defenders your entire life, and exactly what you violently need to physically and mentally change to become completely untouchable on the grass. But let me ask you one final, brutal, honest question. Are you actually going to go to the football pitch tomorrow and strictly, painfully practice running purely on your forefoot, keeping your swinging arms incredibly tight, and aggressively leaning forward until your lungs burn? Or are you just going to comfortably close this app and go back to playing exactly the same lazy, uneducated, slow way you did yesterday? Knowing the secret mechanics is only 10% of the heavy battle. The other massive 90% is grueling, painful, lonely, repetitive hard work out there on the grass when nobody is watching. I deeply want you to become the absolute fastest, most feared player on your entire team. I want the opposing team's coach to heavily panic and scream every single time you start an aggressive run down the wing. But you have to willingly put in the lonely work. Now do me a massive, hugely important favor. If you want to keep aggressively evolving your personal game and permanently stop being just an average, forgettable player, you must hit that subscribe button right now. Do not wait a single second. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss another heavy tactical masterclass. And listen to me, your football education absolutely does not stop right here. I deeply need you to go check out our other highly detailed videos popping up on the screen right now on how you can get much better in football strictly learning from Cristiano Ronaldo. We aggressively break down his towering jumping technique, his lethal shooting mechanics, and his terrifying off-the-ball movement. Click one of those amazing videos right now, keep aggressively learning everything you can, take your football boots out to the field, and I will see you in the very next video. Keep grinding.